Hi, I'm Angela Wolf, pattern and fashion designer. And in the last season, I showed you the perfect travel dress. Now we have the perfect travel skirt. This is the same skirt pattern, and it mixes with all the tops that you already made that travel so well. So let's take a closer look. This is the basic skirt. And if you look closely, I know on black it's a little difficult to see, but there are two darts, and it hangs just nicely. It doesn't wrinkle because this is a ponte knit. Now let's come over to this skirt here, where I have altered the pattern. It has a facing, and the darts are gone. And the other thing you might notice is it's a little bit fuller. So let me show you this pattern, and let me show you the fabric. This is a ponte knit fabric. It has a light stretch, and it doesn't wrinkle. It's so great to work with, and it's perfect for skirts because the drape is beautiful, and it's easy to sew. So let's take a look at the pattern. This is just a basic pencil skirt. And this is the pattern that we used on the dress in the center. Now I've already sliced up this pattern here, the slash and spread that I always talk about. I'm going to slash down this dart. And this is how we're going to get rid of the dart and add a little more fullness to our pattern. And just slide this over, and you'll notice if you pay close attention to this dart here. So what I've done is I've left a little hinge right where that circle is. Opened it and just tape it in place. So now my new pattern will be, let me just line up this fabric here so you can see a little better. This will be my new pattern. The grain line stays the same, but look at how that made a nice little extra fullness. You have about an extra 3 to 4 inches of fullness, and our dart is gone. The other thing you're gonna have to do is to create a facing piece, which is what I have here. And it's basically 2.5 inches to 3 inches down. I'm gonna go 3. So just give yourself a few little notches here. And that is your facing piece. So this is the center front. So you would cut the facing piece, you're gonna cut one, and it's gonna be on the fold. And that's what it looks like here. So you will cut the facing for the front and the back pieces. This is the back, and you will also attach interfacing. I have fusible interfacing attached to the back. The back pattern, you're gonna do exactly the same. And the only other thing that you'll change here is this will be your new hem. And this part all looks great. So that's your pattern. All right, one more piece that I like to add, and I'm gonna show you how to sew the invisible zipper into ponte knit, which is very simple to do. This is the back piece, and there's a section here about 7 inches long, I'm gonna say 7 to 8 inches long that way, and 2 inches that way, that I cut with fusible interfacing. And I attach that to the skirt, just like you see here. This is my back pieces. And you can see how the skirt has a little more fullness now. Here's the fusible interfacing, and I do this because when you attach the zipper, I mentioned that this fabric stretches. I don't want it to stretch when the zipper goes in. So we're gonna attach the zipper, and then here is my front pattern piece. You might notice I have chalk on here. This is a great way to tell you what's the wrong side of the fabric so you don't accidentally sew the wrong to the right side. All right, let's go sew the zipper. So this zipper, if this was the right side of the zipper, you're going to flip it to the wrong side, just like that. And I have a little slash right here. That's my seam allowance. I always give myself a little bigger seam allowance in the center back, just in case you gain a little bit of weight and you don't want to get rid of that skirt later. I can alter it. And what I have here is a concealed zipper foot. Let me flip the wrong side here. And you can see there are little grooves here for the zipper to fit into. I'm going to use that. You could also use a regular zipper foot, which you might have seen me do that on past episodes. But this time we're going to use the hidden zipper foot. And all I'm gonna do is what I've done here is line up, there's one hole in that zipper foot. Make sure the needle goes right into the center, because if it doesn't, you're gonna break the needle. There's only one spot for it to go. I'm gonna line up this foot here, and I can actually feel that groove, and it's going to start right where the zipper teeth is. You don't need pins for this. You just line this up right along your seam allowance. Do a little back stitch, and then stitch. And I'm gonna stop just for a second. You might notice on the top of your hidden zipper foot, there might be a metal piece, which this one is just plastic, so it might be tricky to see. But you want to start down about 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch, depending on where your facing is going to go. But mine's usually 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. It depends on your pattern. And I'm just going to hold this zipper down and stitch. How far down do you go? Well, I usually go about 7 inches. This zipper is the perfect length. So where I'm stitching is about not all the way to where your zipper closure is, otherwise you can't get in, which you'll see that later. So I'm going to stop about right here. Now you could use a longer zipper, and that's not a problem. You would just cut it off at the end when you're all finished. But this is how far I'm going to go down. So I've left about 1 inch free. I'm going to zip this up and use some chalk here. What I'm doing is that's my marking where my last stitch is, and I'm going to mark it. Actually, I'll just do a little snip. I think you'll see it better on the cream. There's a little snip, and I will know right where I want to stop on the other side. That's just a little trick. So I'm going to open my zipper back up. Here's my other piece of fabric. There's my facing. So my zipper is going to go this way, because you have to imagine once it's sewn, you want to make sure you're not sewing it on backwards. If you have any problems, all you have to do is pin it in place and double check. Again, I don't need to change the direction of this zipper foot. I'm going to line this up with my snip at the top. Put my foot down, and this time I can feel the grooves going on the other side of the zipper foot. And I'm going to just lay this out nice and flat. If you have a hard time lining up your zipper with your seam allowance, you could always give yourself a chalked guide to follow. And that's easy to do. You can do that with the ruler when you're altering your pattern. Get all these extra feet out of the way. And I'm going to stitch down. And I can see my snip right there. That's as far as I'm going to go when I'm stitching. You'll see the reason for that in just a moment. All right, and now flip your fabric around and make sure we stitch this on the right way. And it's looking pretty good. That's a contrasting zipper, and you can't see it. Thus the term, hidden zipper. Now see what happens here. These two have to be pretty close to the same length. I can see maybe 2 stitches off there, so I would redo it if I was at home. But that was the point of making that snip. If it's off a lot, you're going to have a little bit of a problem when you're trying to finish the zipper. So now I'm going to put my zipper foot on, my regular zipper foot, on the left side. I'm going to double check that my needle's in the right position. It is. Get right here, close. What I'm doing is I'm lining up my zipper foot about 1/2 inch ahead of where our last stitch was. Just push your zipper out of the way. And I'm going to stitch down just a little bit. And now I'm going to switch to a regular foot. Get that. I know I cut that. Here we go. Lean that down, and now I'm using the regular foot, and I'm just going to put my foot right back down on top of those stitches that we just did, back stitch, and stitch all the way to the hem. So what this does is I've sewn in the zipper first. All right, let's see what we have here. So as you can see, I always give myself the extra seam allowance in case I have to alter my pattern later. So your seam allowance might be a little bit smaller. It depends on your pattern, of course. And from the right side, I have my zipper, and I'm going to press this because it's a wrinkled mess. Let's see what we have. So up here, I'm going to press this seam allowance open. The one thing with the ponte knit is I can still use a straight stitch. I don't have to use a zigzag stitch like I do with knit sometimes, because it's not like a tight knit top where you're going to stretch your arms out. Like when I put my top on here, this would stretch a little bit too much, and that's where you need the zigzag stitch when sewing with knits. Let's give this a little bit more pressing. You can see why pressing is the most important part when you're sewing to come out with a great garment. Get that little All right. So let me just show you here. What we have is at the very top, this is where, remember I told you to start down a little bit because of those plastic edges? Well, now when I attach my facing, I won't have to worrying about this part of the zipper. When it opens, it looks great. It looks great all the way to the bottom. If this stitch that I told you that had to be even was uneven, this is where you would have the issue, but this looks pretty good. On the back side, we have our seam allowance. If we ever gain a little bit of weight, we can add about an extra inch, and our zipper looks great. We're ready to finish. So that's how simple it is to alter a basic pencil skirt into many different styles, and it's great for travel, and it will match all the tanks that you made for traveling.